Today I'm sharing a sad truth with you, but I have found that homeschool moms can sometimes be really mean to one another. So, have you encountered a homeschool mean mom? I have on several occasions. You may have thought that you left high school and all that drama behind you when you became an adult, but guess what? You didn't. And even among homeschool circles, you will run into that mean mom who is just critical and judgmental and really unkind. So I have encountered this in several ways. Sometimes the mom wants to just compare everything they do against what you do, and they're trying to find how their way is better and your way doesn't measure up. They want to compare their curriculum. Somehow, whatever they're using is more rigorous, more challenging, or their child is the same age as yours, but they say that they're a whole grade ahead or whatever. And they just want to compare and try to find ways that their homeschool is somehow better than yours. I have also found this with some moms who seem to think that one particular style of homeschooling is better than others, and because they subscribe to that particular style, their homeschool is much better than yours because you follow a completely different style, so they like to compare those styles. I have also found this in co-ops. Yes, and it's one of the reasons why I am not in a co-op, but that's a whole nother video about why. But I'm not in a co-op because I have found that a lot of homeschool co-ops are extremely cliquish. A lot of the moms are not willing to be friends with people who are not in their co-op. And so I just don't want to be a part of an environment like this. Of course, this is not true for all co-ops or all moms, but I have run into some co-op moms who, if they find out you're in the other co-op, the wrong co-op, or you're not in any co-op at all, they just really can't be your friend for some reason. So I have found that that can be a bit of a problem, and they feel like they have to separate themselves from you, and they just can't be your friend and can't be kind to you because you have chosen a different path. So some homeschool moms are only critical kind of in their head. You can kind of see them looking at you. Other moms will actually say things to your face. And I've experienced this. I had one mom say, well, yes, well, you use that math curriculum and I use this one. Mine is more rigorous, of course, but like it's okay for you. But for my child, they need something more. Your children are clearly not as smart as mine. And so that was really hurtful. And I've experienced that on more than one occasion where someone was openly critical of my homeschool. And it came from another homeschool mom. And I was so surprised. And I definitely know this is true because occasionally I have been the mom who is silently judging other homeschool moms. I see what they're doing and think, why are they doing that? That doesn't make sense to me. That wouldn't work in my homeschool. And so somehow I think it's less than or not as good as what I'm doing in my homeschool. So I know that homeschool moms do this because sadly, I have been that homeschool mom who is silently judging another homeschool mom, thinking negatively about their schedule or their curriculum or their homeschool style. So I am just here to say this is not okay in the homeschool community. We get a lot of judgment from people who don't homeschool already. We get judgment from family members sometimes, and other people that we encounter, people at the grocery store who wonder why we're there with all our kids in the middle of a school day. So we get a lot of judgment and criticism from strangers who feel that it's perfectly okay to criticize our education decisions and our parenting decisions. We should not have to deal with this from other homeschool moms. Sure, you may homeschool a completely different way than I do. You do things the complete opposite. You use all different curriculum. You unschool and have no structure. It doesn't matter. I should still be able to support you in homeschooling because you are doing what is best for your family while I'm doing what's best for mine. So we really need to stick together as homeschool moms and build each other up in the homeschool community because it is hard to homeschool. We're swimming upstream. We're going against cultural norms, and it can be really hard and overwhelming. So these are some thoughts that should never ever cross your mind when you are talking to another homeschool mom. You should never think my curriculum is better or my co-op is better. My style of homeschooling is better. My homeschool is more rigorous. My kids are smarter and more advanced. I do more. I get more done. I'm more efficient. or her homeschool is lacking something, or she's not doing enough, she's not good enough. And why do we think these things? I had to sit back and think, why have I ever tried to compare myself to another homeschool mom, and why have I tried to judge her homeschool style? It's usually because I'm feeling insecure about something. I am feeling guilty that I'm not doing enough. I'm worried that my homeschool is somehow going to fail, that my curriculum that I've chosen is not the right one, and that I am somehow inadequate, that my homeschool is just not enough. And so these insecurities cause me to judge other homeschool moms, and I bet it's the same for them. They're probably feeling insecure, having some type of fear or guilt that is just gnawing away at them, and so therefore, to make themselves feel better, they're judging you. So that is really hard to deal with. So whenever you are tempted to think these things, remember that you don't want to be that homeschool mean mom. You don't want to be the person judging the other homeschoolers. You want to build them up. You need to remember that your homeschool is enough, and that all of these thoughts are just rooted in your own fears and insecurities. And you need to know you are enough. You have the grace to homeschool. You are enough for your kids because they were given to you and God called you to homeschool. And so you don't need to give in to those fears and insecurities and try to tear other homeschoolers down in order to feel better. So don't be that homeschool me mom. Be a homeschool mom who encourages all the homeschoolers that you encounter, even if they are the complete opposite of you and you just don't understand how they're able to function the way that they do in their homeschool. It doesn't matter. You can still encourage them and support them in their homeschool journey. And that's what we all need in this homeschool community, because we get so much judgment and so many comments from people who don't know us and are not even involved in our homeschool. So I encourage you, if you are ever tempted to judge or tear down another homeschool mom, just stop and think and remember that those are your insecurities talking, and then try to change the topic and be encouraging and build her up, because she is probably battling the same insecurities and fears that you are.